We got Bill Maher against another Islam apologist. I'm tall, the traveling clad, your favorite sweet Zionist prince. You can be a sweet Zionist prince or princess just like me by getting your shirt or merch down below in the description. And let's get right into this clipperoo. Oh, we got no volume.
Liberals should stop booing. I think liberals should stop booing me for pointing out that Islam is not like other religions, that is a unique threat, and that
but it's not Islam you're against.
Howard Dean on TV the other day, and he said something along the order of, he said, the people in ISIS are, I said, I'm about as Islamic as they are. You know, distancing the vast numbers of Islamic people around the world from it. That's just not true.
It is true.
It is not true, Charlie. There is a connecting tissue between...
you mean, you know, behind every Muslim is a future member of some radical...
Let me finish.
I thought I was doing that.
There are illiberal beliefs that are held by vast numbers of Muslim people that I don't think...
Vast number of Christians, too.
No, that's not true. Not true. Vast numbers of Christians do not believe that if you leave the Christian religion, you should be killed for it. Vast numbers of Christians do not treat women as second-class citizens. Vast numbers of Christians
I agree with that.
do not believe that if you draw a picture of Jesus Christ, you should get killed for it. So yes, does ISIS do Khmer Rouge-like activities where they just kill people indiscriminately who aren't just like them? Yes. And would most Muslim people in the world do that or condone that? No. But most Muslim people in the world do condone violence just for what you think. They do. First of all, they say it. They shout it from the...
Vast majorities of Muslims
Absolutely.
say that?
There's a Pew poll of Egypt done a few years ago. 82%, I think it was, said stoning is the appropriate punishment for adultery. Over 80% thought death was the appropriate punishment for leaving the Muslim religion. I'm sure you know these things.
I know. Well, I do.
But I don't. That this religion is like other religions is just naive and plain wrong. It is not like other religions. The New York Times pointed out in an op-ed a couple of weeks ago that in Saudi Arabia, just since August 4th, I think it was, they have beheaded 19 people, most for non-violent crimes, including homosexuality.
Those that didn't got the hands off the thief.
Right. Okay. So we're upset that ISIS is beheading people, which we should be upset about. But Saudi Arabia does it, and they're our good friends because they have oil.
Right.
Okay? But they do it too. This is the center of the religion. In Mecca, where infidels, non-Muslims, are not even allowed in the holy parts of the city. I mean, right there, we don't have that example in other religions. Okay, they do behead people. Now, if they were beheading people in Vatican City, which is the equivalent of Mecca, don't you think there'd be a bigger outcry about it? So this is the soft bigotry of low expectations that we have with Muslim people. When they do crazy things and believe crazy things, somehow it's just not talked about nearly as much.
I do believe that what we see with ISIS is not representative of...
As I said, connecting tissue.
It's not representative of the Islamic religion. Again, I don't think the Quran teaches them to do this kind of thing.
Well, you're wrong about that. The Quran absolutely has on every page stuff that's horrible about how the infidel should be treated. As Ayaan Hirsi Ali points out, she says, can we really say... Well, and she would know better than either one of us. She said, can we really say that women are treated equally in the Muslim world? I mean, their testimony in court is very often counted as half. They need permission to leave the house. They're doing things like making them wear burqas, and I hear liberals say things like, well, they want to. They want to. They've been brainwashed. You know, they don't want... It's like saying a streetwalker wants to do that.
This is the... look, I don't agree with Bill Maher on the fact that the religion itself is problematic. And I know I get a lot of hate for this. I think that has a lot more to do with individual Muslims being problematic and interpreting the Quran in a completely fucked up way. And the way that they see their dawah on the world, it tends to be very violent. Because I've read the Quran twice, and here's the thing. It is problematic. It is very problematic. There are verses that are very problematic in the Quran. I'll be the first one to say there are verses that are very violent in the Quran as well. There are surahs that advocate towards violence of other people. But I've seen what reformed groups of Muslims can be like, how they exist with the world, how they react to the world. And I don't think, my feeling is, I don't think that the book itself is problematic because it can be interpreted different. I think it's the way that people interpreted the interpretation and the groups that form around that interpretation that are more of the problem than anything else. And what you have in the world we live in today is this sort of emboldening, in some ways, emboldening. I don't want to commentate on his commentary of the Gulf countries and our allyship with them, because there's many of them that I really want to visit in the future, and you don't have freedom of speech there, so I can't say whatever I want to say about those countries. Maybe I will one day in the future after I actually go and see it with my own eyes. But the reality is, when you advocate towards living alongside a religion like this, advocating towards living along people who interpret their religion, their holy book, in a certain manner, and part of that interpretation includes the oppression of people like me, people like Bill Maher, people of all walks of life, we have a really, really serious problem on our hands. And when you have people like the person interviewing Bill Maher in this clip, who has a fundamental misunderstanding of what happens in Islamic circles when you don't abide by those rules and we don't follow those rules, that's also a big problem, because we can't have people advocating for stuff they don't understand. You know what's a good way to get a gauge on Islamic doctrine? Speak to ex-Muslims. Speak to Islamophobes. People who are actually Islamophobic. Not because they're a bigot, but because they're actually they fear Islam. They fear Islam because they lived under it, and they know what that system is like. They're scared of it because they experienced it firsthand. Let's speak to them. Get your gauge on what Islamism is like through them. They're a great indication. They're an asset for all of us to learn. And that's just my 2 cents. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you long time. Goodbye, Klats.
Has this ever happened to you? Hey, are you a Zionist? What is this hesitation? You think Judah the Maccabee was hesitating when he's fighting for Israel? Here, take this. You think Queen Esther hesitated before stopping Haman from ending the Jews of Persia? Well, hey Habibi, you think Herzl thought he was a white colonizer as he Zionized the Jews of Europa? Listen kid, I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Jew, or a Christian. You're a Zionist, right? Yeah. Well, a good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys some provocative merchandise. They do? Absolutely, a pinch show. I have some incredible designs for you, Yeled. They say everything promised to you 3,000 years ago. Here, take a shirt with a matching hat. For you, good price. They say they kick you from 109 countries. Here, join the 109 club. Take shirt and matching hat. For you, good price. Habibi, you want to Zionize? Here, take shirt, matching hat. You like Kuba Select shel Safta? Here, take shirt, matching hat. Take sticker, take hoodie, take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take. Yossi, achi, he understand you, stop! A good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys merch. Yalla, Habibi, for you, good price.
If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.